Hi and welcome to Real Reviews. My name's Martin Carr and today I'm going to be talking about Still Up, which is a new rom-com due out on Apple September 22nd. It's co-created by Natalie Walker, who wrote I May Destroy You, as well as Steven Burge. It stars Antonia Thomas from that show, as well as Craig Roberts, who people may remember from a debut movie by Richard Ayoade called Submarine. So let's get into it, shall we? Right, so basically what you've got here is very much a Richard Curtis situation in terms of the creation of London, in terms of it being quite a middle-class, rose-tinted view of the capital. And Antonia Thomas playing Lisa and Craig Roberts playing Danny are insomniacs together, or in this case, very much separate, because as well as being an insomniac, Danny is an agoraphobic as well, which means he is afraid of open spaces. And certain situations give him social anxiety or promote social anxiety. So he stays in the flat for at least 5 episodes of this 8-episode show. So their conversation is built up via FaceTime, via tablets, as I've said. Opposite him is his neighbour, Adam, who is conveniently able to go out and do his shopping, do some of his laundry, and essentially being his odd job man. He's played by Luke Featherston, who does a very good, if minimal, job because he's not given much screen time. The biggest loser out of the whole lot in this case is Blake Harrison, who people will know from The In-Betweeners immediately. But he is also pretty much relegated to the background for a majority of this show because it really does focus on this central pairing. Essentially it's a will they, won't they situation, as in will they get together, will they not? And that's the premise of the show. So, question is it any good? So I think the thing to remember here is that ultimately we are dealing with a Richard Curtis comedy, albeit a carbon copy, sort of copycat version thereof. So it's reliant to a large majority of the time on the central performances, which in this case are excellent, and Antonia Thomas and Craig Roberts are very, very good in the show. But the problem is that it takes so long to actually gain any momentum. A lot of the comedy doesn't actually land. The jokes are situational rather than any other kind, I guess. And they come out of, obviously they come out of situations within the show as a structure, but the problem is they don't land, they're not funny particularly. The drama is very, very light, so there's not even a great deal of drama to counteract the comedy which should be there. So essentially what you're left with is 8 25 30-minute episodes of these two getting to various situations and talking on the phone or talking on the tablet, with a few other actors just interacting on occasion when they're given some screen time, which basically makes it quite a flat show. It doesn't really work for that reason, and if anything, the central performances are the only thing worth watching it for, because they really do put their all into this, you know, and there is that sort of off-kilter, melancholic sort of chemistry between the two leads, which really gives it heart and soul, even if the script is, you know, pretty much DOA on arrival. It's just disappointing. So from that point of view, and on that note, I'm going to move on to my rating now. So let's see, shall we? Right, so it is that we get to the rating. So for this, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. That's a 2 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale, and I'll tell you for why. Because as good as those central performances are, which I've already said, the rest of the show just doesn't hang together. It feels like a lot of wasted talent on a script that never really truly delivers. If you're going to do Curtis, do him the courtesy of doing a decent job. And give them a sharper script with some jokes that are going to land, with some drama that's going to actually provide some pathos and some emotion behind it, rather than this, you know, all very nice but ultimately very ineffectual dramedy, if you want to call it that. So it's a 2 out of 5 on the big old 5 scale. Let's move on, shall we? Let's hit that trailer. And so it is that we've reached the end of the video for Still Up, which is going to be out on Apple TV from September the 22nd. Let's hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, give me a like, press those thumbs, and if you want to drop a comment in the comment boxes below, do that as well, because guaranteed I will respond. And finally, but most importantly, if you'd like to subscribe, then by all means, click on that subscription button, and then every Tuesday and every Saturday when I drop another one of these videos, you can tune right in or you can tune right out and just watch my mouth move. And so, until next time, take care, talk soon, and be sure to check out some of the other stuff. Cheers now, bye-bye.